What's going on, people? Welcome back to another John Sinclair TV, back again. And this afternoon is another match review between Brighton and Newcastle United. And Elliot is at the double, 2 goals yesterday, and it just gets better and better. And I've got Paul and Louise. Good afternoon, you two.
Hey.
How's it going? All right.
I'm great. And how's things for you guys?
All good, thank you. Not bad.
Fantastic. Guys, you know the drill. If you like the video, like what you watch, then please make sure you hit the like button. Also, drop subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. And if you'd like to become a member, it's just 99p. And you'll be into the competition as well. I've got Leslie. Hi to Les. I hope you recovered last night as well. I saw the second half as well. And I missed the first half, by the way. I can't lie. But apparently, we just couldn't get out at Brighton at all. Could be wrong. But... And yeah, hope you had a good evening as well, Leslie. Hi to Julie Jackson. I hope you're good, Jules. Hi to Eddie B. Hi to Jules again. And Harvey Barnes, he had a good game in my book. Right, so we're going to put the team line out as well for any who selected. And there's a lot of people's kind of moaned about it. I mean, Louis is not very happy about it. I know that much. But at the same time, we're going to get out there. This is who Eddie picked out. And before we do that, Paul, sorry, you. I think you saw the game as well. You just give us a breakdown of last night's game, mate, and your verdict.
Yeah, it was an interesting one. I mean, Brighton are a good side, and a lot of people seem to have forgotten that in a brief period of time, that how good Brighton are. Brighton really do keep the ball and play really intensive football. De Zerbi's got a very good side there. This is pretty much the 11 that we pretty much expected, kind of, like you never know with Eddie, but this was the 11 that was pretty much rested, apart from Pope and stuff. But we were kind of expecting this team. And yeah, like we were saying in that first half, we didn't concede in the first 10 minutes, which was positive. But yeah, Brighton kind of had that really nice fast-paced football that we did struggle with, for definite. We were quite lucky they didn't have their shooting boots on for a few chances they had. But second half, I felt we came into the game a lot more. And I'll tell you again, like this has picked up a lot. Like when the youngsters came on, again, like it changed the game for us. And we just kind of came into the game more. And the goals came from there. I mean, we're going to come onto it more later on. But, you know, Anderson and Jacob Murphy as well. He had a decent game for me as well. Another world-class pass that, again, we'll probably get to a bit later on. But yeah, no, it was a positive game. It was nice to win. And I think now if next game or whatever it is, there's a 0-0, we actually win the cup.
Yeah, let's hope that is the truth, man. I mean, that's what we need to do. That'll be a trophy in the bag as well. But you know, I want to have the bigger ones as well. But it's something to play for. We got to take advantage. And I've got one for Julie as well. Hi, Julie. Ashley and Miley would stand out along Elliot Anderson. Of course, we're going to talk about the standout players later on. And hi to Alan. I hope you're okay, mate. I hope you had a good day. The referee, however, is very, very bad again. Oh, do you know the referees, man? But I can understand. Don't worry, if you play more games, will be better. Well, I hope so, really. You need to get promoted, mate. And yeah, exactly. I mean, the young guys play well. We'll come on to that as well. And yeah, Louise, if you just give us a breakdown on yesterday's game, and how did you think?
So I didn't necessarily think that was what we would see. Typical Eddie, I was I was thinking it would be more towards what we will start with next weekend or the weekend after, and it wasn't. I was a bit surprised to see see Dummett back out there. I thought it was a bit like watching pinball when we first started, a bit chaotic. We couldn't get the ball. It was zooming around all over the place, but not with us. And everything else that you said, I absolutely agree with, Paul. It got a lot better. And again, I'm not worried that if it hadn't got better, I wouldn't have been worried. Too early. We're just experimenting and showcasing maybe some players who we still want to go. So yeah, it was all good for me. It was definitely worth staying up for, though.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, like I said, first half I missed it because I was fast asleep. Excuse me. And then in the second half, I thought, you know what, I'm going to watch this. And it worked out quite well because I saw 3 goals. And, you know, I mean, the first half, I mean, wasn't that great. I mean, Craig Hope said all the tweets saying that we struggled to get out against our half against Brighton. And then all the social media come out and say, look, Craig Hope was being negative for the game, this and that, and all that sort of thing. Then they said it's having a goal. But everyone's got an opinion. But like I said, poor second half. I mean, yes, we considered a poor goal. I mean, okay, I watched it back. The cross came in from the left by Toya, well, if I pronounce his name right. But Nick Pope divided into Welbeck's path. People say that Dummett should have done better. It wasn't his fault. He was at the right place, but the ball moved away from him. Do that on time. Welbeck hit an open goal and 1-0 Brighton.
Yeah, and I think sorry,
go on. No, go on. You.
No, I think Pope was unlucky. You know, literally like a little bit more in front of that ball, and it doesn't go into Welbeck. He collects it quite. You know, he's so close to getting that ball. It's an unlucky one, and yeah, I mean, Welbeck's in a year of space, but you know, I think that there's a bit of like, if you're being overly fair, I think they probably thought Pope was going to get that ball. So it's a hard one. It's a difficult one, but yeah, Dummett was not. Yeah. But he had some bits and pieces done in the game. He wasn't completely awful the whole game. I won't say he was awful the whole game. He had some really interesting tackles. He stopped pretty much a goal scoring opportunity as well. So Dummett had, you know, an okay game. Yeah.
I think he made a good tackle as well. We was all behind that tackle on the left, and he put a brilliant tackle in there. Yes. But that was offside anyway. But was going to Jan as well. Hi, Jan. Do we have new kids on the block? No, we don't. We don't. There always have been. We just did not see if the future looks bright. It feels like 6 new signings to me after the Brighton game. Look, Jan, at the end of the day, I mean, Eddie is putting the kids out as well because they need games as well. I mean, look, it's a pre-season friendly, right? And also, I mean, he's got to keep an eye on them. He's got to watch and see how he does, right? And he need games in the legs, Louis, because at the end of the day, you put out like Remy Steele and Alex Murphy and Ben Parkinson, Elliot Anderson played as well, and Lewis Mahdey and Jamie Riley. They looked really good.
Yeah, Jay Turner Cook as well. Yeah, they did. So
yeah,
I was also going to say that the commentator actually said wonderful defending by Dummett. As a direct quote that I noted from yesterday, which is amazing. I thought it was unlucky, but I do have to comment on the fact that we conceded at 3 minutes. So we didn't in the first half, but we did in the second within that first 10 minutes again.
Yeah.
Something to watch.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, like, 1 or 2 of these kids will come out and be fantastic. Do you know what I mean? They could save us millions of pounds as well. But when you think about it, right, if you're old enough, you're good enough, right? And you just got to, like, give the kids a chance. Simple as that.
There must be something special happening in the academy, though, to be producing talent like this and to be getting it fed out into the first team like this. Awesome. It's not just one. There's something good happening.
Absolutely. And Paul, you got to agree with Louise on that one. And also as well, you can't just judge after 1, 2, 3, 4 games. You got to judge them after, like, say, 6 months. And you know, you got to give them a go. And I've got no problems at all whatsoever. I mean, chuck them in the Carabao Cup game, but also put the experienced players like Bruno in the midfield, Cannon up top alongside of a young player, and at the back, you have to have a lead at the back as well. And then hopefully it makes good step for the young ones to learn from the experienced players.
100%. Yeah, I agree. And I think, judging by Eddie's comments at the end of the game, next weekend is going to, and he said himself that next weekend is where he's going to look to put those stronger 11s out. He said himself that, you know, this tour was about like seeing players and seeing everybody, where he was going to treat the Salah Cup more as if it's like a Premier League, Premier League sort of, match. So he said he's going to judge people on like intensity more in these games in the Salah Cup, and he'd be looking at performances and things like that. So it'd be interesting to see like the progression when we get to next Saturday.
Yeah, totally agree. Alan, big up to Alan, by the way. Please, Eddie, give the young lads a few games. they look promising for the future. You know what it is, Alan? You're 100% right, mate. You're absolutely right. This is your last, John, or more PCs. Got 2 more left, like Leslie said. Let's got Fiorentina and Villarreal as well. And let's just speak to Jan. And we've got some more as well. And thanks, Davidson. Mrs. Stapleton will be good, or Miss Stapleton, you know. Hi to Roger. Hope you're good, mate. Hope you're having a good weekend. Jez, I think he could be at work. And go some more as well, a few more. Jez could be asleep, you never know. And Jan said they must be on MR Muscle. Okay, fair dues. Yeah, I mean, let's go to Newcastle and the goal, but there could have been 2 down, Paul, when we had a corner, and then Latoya, is it Tormac? That's him. Tormac ran 60 yards to the ball. No one didn't get close to him. Then he played it into Bonanotte, and had he scored that without the Nick Pope save, then for me, it would have been Bonanotte for Newcastle, because Bonanotte means good night in Italian, and it would have been game over.
Yeah, we had there was a few breaks, especially in the first half, where we got ourselves in a bit of bother. And we've done it a few times in the last season. I don't want to get too negative here, because there was enough of that last night. But there were some times, obviously, you're allowed to have an opinion. But yeah, there was a few times where we got caught on breaks, especially. And it's something that we have struggled with corners last season as well. Like, not, goals didn't always come from it, but we did struggle with some of our corners. Where it keeps hitting the first man and then it turns into a break for the opposition. And I think it's something that'd be good to work on. Like I think we've said a few times, I know he wasn't playing in this game, but we need changing up on the set pieces, because Trippier has not had his best time of free kicks and corners. And I just think we need that change up of that person putting the ball in. Tonali's obviously the main person we all want to be doing it. So yeah. It'd just be good to have that, because I think we get ourselves into bother. And again, people like Matona and the pacey players that Brighton have, if you get that wrong, they're on the counter already. It's the same thing we had against Chelsea and Villa as well, because they've all got lots and lots of pace, and that's what the Premier League is going to. We're going to suffer from pace in the Premier League for definite.
Yeah, I did enjoy seeing Bruno take a set piece corner.
Yes,
last night it was good.
Yeah. Totally agree. And that's what you do fix up as well, because set pieces this season really needs to be on par. Because, like you just mentioned, like Paul mentioned, Tonali can do it. I'm sure Harvey Barnes can do it. You know what I mean? And Isak can do it as well. But that's what we need to do, Louise. If we can get the set pieces right, then we could score more goals. Yeah.
And we did. At the beginning of last season, set pieces were awesome. And then it tailed up. Maybe it's a confidence thing. And just having a break, somebody else doing it, would be good.
Yeah, totally agree. Roger, hi to Roger again. Brilliant shown by the young'uns. We're still shy of 2 teams of quality, yet happily way ahead of schedule. And Roger, that's a fair comment there, mate. And also we've got John Newcastle play Barnes more for Premier League. I think we will. And we've got one for Diggs. Hi to Diggs. What's up to you, mate? Let's just bring Roger. And yeah, we need a centre back, left back as well. That's what we need. We need a pacey centre back. We need a left back. I agree with Jan there. If we can get those 2 in, then we'll be absolutely fine.
Well, we're looking, aren't we? Eddie came out and said, I think Eddie came out and said it himself, that we're actively in the market for those exact positions. So heard some rumblings on, Livramento coming back, us going back in for him. So that'd be interesting to see where that comes by the end of. Again, like, you'd think that if we're going to get another signing in the perfect world, Eddie would want them in before the Salah Cup.
Yeah,
agree.
We don't know what's in the background. It might be just about to sign, because we won't know about it until until it's happening. Yeah.
Very, very true. And then we just sit back and let them guys do exactly what they're doing. And we've got an equalising goal. I mean, it's a gift. I mean, if you're a Brighton fan, you'd be tearing your hair out. I love De Zerbi. I'm a massive De Zerbi fan. And, one day he could be a future Newcastle manager if Eddie decides to move to England. But that's not the case. But when the cross came in from the right, and then where Brighton's doing, what were they doing? I haven't got a clue. It fell to Elliot Anderson. and he made no mistakes. He should have scored before that as well. And when, again, they tried to play out from the back, it didn't come off. But Elliot Anderson scored a touch in. He had the chance, he took it.
There was a slight suggestion of possibly handball, but considering we haven't had any other decisions going our way, I'm not certain it was a handball. It could have been a handball. So I think there was a little tiny bit of luck involved there, but I am not criticising. Anybody, did you see it? Did you agree, or do you not see it?
I didn't see the handball. I didn't see the handball situation, but if that in the Premier League game, they would have certainly looked at it 100%, and then it would have gone back. But that's what VAR is useful, unfortunately. But Touchwood hasn't, so there you go. But they had a couple of chances before that, Paul. Callum Wilson should have scored and hit the post over for a goal kick. And also as well, he played an unselfish pass to Elliot, and the keeper saved it. And then Parkinson should have scored. But for me, I thought he had more time than we expected. Yes, he's 16, 17 years old, but he'll learn from that as well. And look, and then Newcastle had so many chances. We could have put this game to bed.
Yeah, it was funny because, again, like we'll probably go over it a bit later. Like if you didn't watch a minute of this game and just judged it off some of Twitter, not all of Twitter, some of Twitter. Oh, sorry, X. Sorry, Elon. It's X now. If you judged it based on literally just that, we were the worst team on the planet and we were awful, allegedly. It wasn't. Obviously wasn't true at all. We had a lot of chances. Wilson will probably be really gutted about that. Really, hitting the bar there. That's tough. And as you said, like we had a few chances. Anderson had a really decent shot. I think if he had that time again, he probably put it in the other corner. But to be fair to him, the goal, the first goal he did score, I thought was excellent work because he was strong. Stronger than the Brighton defender there. Went in for a good tackle and then finished off very well. So that's confidence. And Eddie said himself that, in his opinion, in the fitness tests, Anderson's top of our charts of like the most fit player in the whole squad. And he's saying that that's why these goals have come so late in the game because, Anderson's really been pushing himself to become a first teamer, which again, that's music to our ears. It's a proud Geordie lad, isn't he? Who wants to play for his club, which is brilliant.
Great.
So that says a lot that he's at the moment top of those, top of those fitness lists that they obviously keep an eye on. Good work.
100%.
So I'd say that we have to think that Gordon's just had a really busy time. I mean, Gordon looks fast, but he's had less chance to recover. So I would expect to see Gordon challenging Anderson up there for speed and fitness if they were from the same starting position. Bruno looks a little tired.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
Don't know quite what's going on there, but he's got time to get maybe he's a bit ill or jet lagged or whatever. Had a busy summer, so we'll let him off. He's got time.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, look, he can be tired, but I'm sure Bruno can miss a game on Saturday and use him for Sunday. So Bruno having to go just on that as well. He needs some downtime as well. Julie J, hi Julie again. Dermot, Richie, yourselves will be used for the FA Cup, Carabao Cup as well. For me, I'd love to see a stronger team if we can do that as well. But I think Eddie picks them. Cool. Especially
I don't think he will.
Nah, I think he played the strongest team, to be fair. Especially now it's been confirmed Shah has hamstring issues. I'm going to tell you what Eddie said in a bit. Exactly that, Louise bring on surprise signings as well. And even maybe early Champions League. I don't think so. Do not use those in the Champions League at all. Did you see that also long range pass from Murphinho? We did, Coffee, we sure did. He's a big Murphy fan, by the way, from day one. And apparently, look at that 23-year-old French international, centre back Jean-Claire Todibo, playing for Nice. I like him. He's got pace. He's quick. Plays well for the back well, but his disciplinary issues is not the best. I can remember he being sent off in the first minute. One of the games in Nice, I can remember that. It was a horrendous tackle.
It was a terrible tackle.
It was, wasn't it? He come down the Premier League neither, but that is a shocker. And the referee tell her 10 for that, but I can't defend him. Murphinho has become a very useful player. That's from Julie, and he is indeed. I think the competition in our squad has helped Longstaff push in faster and better than Paul. That's Roger. Anderson pressing was causing all sorts of problems. I totally agree, Coffee. Bruno had 4 weddings this summer. He will be tired. I have to agree there. Those early games are against very low opposition. That's for Judy. I think Brighton looked with Chelsea as well. I mean, looked a tidy team. I mean, that Leslie's mate, Nicholas Jackson as well. That's his mate. I'm gonna say that. Sorry, Les. And they've got Les. He's just recovered from his honeymoon. He needs to rest. Alan, I totally agree. I want to touch on Jacob Murphy as well. Louise, my God, this guy's just improved every time I watch the guy play.
Yeah, I mean, there's skill there as well. I love the heart, I love the humour, but there is real skill and real commitment there. And I thought he was unlucky a couple of times yesterday, but that cross, worldy. Just the cross, a worldy. I don't necessarily think he's a world, but the cross was.
Yeah, and he's also a shite house as well. Excuse me, French. When he did at Southampton, when he went,
love that. I love it.
Car. You know, when he waved at him, did he? See that? You know what I mean? He could. I tell you what, Jacob Murphy, to be fair, hadn't been a big game, then that could have caused a lot of riots. I'm telling you, he could have caused an absolute riots. But on this case of Southampton, but it's only a bit of banter here, guys. There was some rumours surrounding Bruno's contract, Paul. I mean, look. I mean, the contract's still on the table, 200k a week, and it hasn't been signed yet. But Brits of a man are saying that talks are continuing. Let's hope that he signs that new deal.
Yeah, there's no issues around the contract.
No, definitely not. That's all there is. That's all there is. And there's nothing else to add on that one. So he will sign this deal. Happy days. It'll be sorted. That's from Leslie. Thank you, Les. Loving your programs. Great guest. Richard, thank you so much indeed. Richard, if you want to do like a 10-minute fan cam on Newcastle games as well, and so you can have your say, I'll be starting to do that as well soon. You can have your 10-minute say, and I should get you on, mate. For me, Bruno will sign his contract 100%, and thanks to Richard as well from Leslie as well. I mean, I want to talk about the young players before we talk Elliot's winning goal. I mean, look, the players like Remy Steele, you got Parkinson, you got Miley, the Miley brothers as well. You got players like Turner Cook as well. Do you know what it is, right? I mean, these players, these young players, are coming through, Louise, every time. And I've said many a time, they could save us millions and millions of quid.
It's just incredible to see. There's a picture of them all celebrating, and you just think, wow, future just looks amazing. And I keep thinking forward to 5 years in America, how many of these young lads are going to be playing in the England squad in 5 years' time? And they'll be like, yeah, I've played in America. Already done it, played in those stadiums. I'm just, absolutely buzzing for them. Got to look after them. I absolutely trust that the team will do that, making sure that they stay local, where, particularly Lewis Miley, staying local and with family to keep them grounded. We don't want to see them out in the clubs and things, and it doesn't do them any good. It might be great for a year or so, but it's not right for people. So I feel like the club's doing the right thing by them, and not exploiting them. And but I want to know now what's going on in the academy. Where's that coming from? Is Eddie influencing it? Is it all bet? What's going on? Need to know. Who can go and find out, Paul? Can you use your sources? Can you find out for us what's happening in the academy?
I feel I can find out the weekend coming.
Yes,
yeah.
Stella. I'll be up there. I'll be up there as well. So I'll be doing some vlogs as well. So check this out for that. And if you're up there, Paul, I'm sure you will. I'll try and get some quick interviews to you as well. Live as well. So
for both games, can't wait.
Exactly. And big up to Julio on Balestas, Cabastas, and the Portuguese is coming out. I doubt it, but I get the message. Gracias, and in Italian, maybe ciao. Big up to Alan. The younger lads never got a chance under my Cashley, and I tell you what, Louise, that is a brilliant point from Alan. Never got a chance.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Let's not dwell. Let's move forward.
Yeah, that's very, very true. Very true. And Nick Pope, right? Like he loves to waste time as well. Don't you saw it? Like he kicked the ball out of play. Well, the ball went out for a phone, right? Then he used the same ball to kick it down and actually go out for a corner, a goal kick on the corner. He got booked for that as well. I mean, come on, man. It's only a friendly, man. He goes and does that, and the referee goes and does that.
I think the ref had a bit of a one in the game. I think for about 10 minutes he was doing okay, and then but then it's just like, the penalty. It's obvious. It's not even like a question. Like, again, like when you're seeing Brighton fans going like, "Wow, we got away with one." Again, like it's a joke. And then who was that lad who did the nasty challenge? Because I tell you what, Premier League, that's a red. Studs down the car.
Is that the same game as us? Is that the same game or?
Yeah, it was last night. Yeah, Bruno got sent off for less against Southampton. But again, it's just we saw this in the other game where the MLS referees just don't seem to be as good. Well, I know the Premier League referees don't have the best reputation, but we seem to get a bit more fair stuff in the last game with the Premier League ref. It's just a bit of a strange one. And he kept falling for some. I mean, Adam Lallana as well. He really annoyed me when he went over. We touched his arm and he falls over. And
it's pathetic.
It's just like
pathetic.
It's like, are you kidding me? You're falling for that. And then Bruno gets the first. And again, it wasn't the best challenge, but he's the first player to get a yellow card. And it's like, really, like. Should have been a few yellows before Bruno got his. And I know Bruno's wasn't the best challenge, but again, he's another player that we were talking about Joe, weren't we? That Joe needs to calm down a bit. But Bruno at times can leave a foot in and be a bit, he can be a bit late sometimes.
It's a bit like they're the same. And particularly if one's not there, the other feels like they need to do it more. So I was a bit disappointed in that from Bruno. I think he does need to be a little bit more careful around that. He doesn't need to do that. He's got enough skill that he doesn't need to do that.
Exactly. He's got a little bit of a streak on him, Bruno. If he wants to do that, he would do that. But Eddie Howe needs to tell him and say, look, we know you're a great player. Don't do that. You know what I mean? Because you can't afford him. He's getting a 3-game ban. He's our key player. It's as simple as that. Very bad referee. Go on, Louis.
So I was just going to say, just a couple of times he did it last night. It's like, well, it's my first one. You can't give me a card for it. It's got nothing to do with how many you've had. It's to do with how bad was that. And he needs to change that. He needs to change that attitude, I think, and he needs to change that approach. If it's a bad tackle, you're going to get a card for it. So whether it's your first or your 10th. There's some discipline. That conversation that I hoped it was had with Joe Linton also needs to be had with Bruno, and I'm sure it will be.
Yeah, definitely. Very bad ref. What on earth he put Bruno for that? And he didn't book Dahoud for Brighton. There's Dahoud, by the way. I mean, I think he's a good player. I really do. I think Brighton do well to get him on the free. But, you can't do tackles like that. And Gino Giorgio, I can understand that. But no idea what he's saying. He's just curious, but he can't speak. I'm sure he could be English. I'm not gonna. I was not rude. If you're saying in English, man, get a translator and we go from there. But I get what you mean. I will get Moutinho back. I'll get him back once. Get a new shirt. You do that, mate. You do that. And welcome to you as well, mate. Hi to you. No idea yet. I'm saying, hope it's not rude. You can't afford any, crude comments on that as well. We look at the last minute goal, right? I mean, the winning goal, Paul. I mean, he took it well, Elliot, again. I mean, the strength on this guy is absolutely brilliant. Never gave up. And he shot into the far corner and he deserved it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And it was a fat, again, Murphy bringing out the Tottenham pass again out of his locker. That was nearly equal to that Tottenham pass. Just unbelievable foresight. But then Anderson does well because you can kind of see it in the highlights where Anderson can see that ball is going to hit him if he gets his skates on, and he does, and he hits it, and then that finish. How annoyed was the Brighton goalkeeper? That tells you everything. He was really not happy, losing that goal. But it was fantastic to see, and as I said before, that's Eddie was given lots of praise, which was great. And he's saying that Anderson, picking up goals that late, it's not luck. It's not, it's his fitness is that good that's why he's there to get on the end of that ball. And it gives us more, and it gives us options, which is exciting. It's nice to have this problem where, do you play Anderson? Do you play Gordon? Do you play blah, blah, blah? Do you play Barnes? Do you play... It's great. What a position to be in for once.
Yeah. And also, we've already said it, when the young lads all came on, the tempo changed and the positivity and the belief. It was awesome to watch.
Wasn't it just? And I tell you what, they're just eager to play for this great proud club as well. So big up to the youngs as well. Our green shirts looked great last night. I liked it. I really liked it last night. And when I first saw we were going to get green shirts, I said, please no. And when I bought one, I thought it looked quality as well. I got to buy a blue one very, very soon, guys. I need to do that. And positives for Marco, Barnes, Anderson, and Mali, Warren, Target, Byrne, and Shah. Target was pure. That's his comments, not mine. But at the end of the day, people's got an opinion on it as well. But we definitely do need a left back, Marco. I can guarantee it as well. That player there who lost his head, Richie, Bruno, Wilson, and the rest all started to line them up. Afterwards, if Shah, Jordan, and Botman, Gordon were on, they would put him in his place. I wouldn't be surprised because he's a bit of a hothead as well, by the way. Plays in the Bundesliga with Borussia Dortmund. He's a bit of a hothead. Do you know what I mean? Gets booked lots of times. I can't lie. But it is what it is. So, no swearing exactly. Portuguese, tells Portuguese as well. 31 people watching the show. Thank you very much indeed. Make sure you slap a like on the video as well, please. And it helps me channel a lot. And if you're new to the channel, like what you watch, then please make sure you subscribe to the channel too. And do follow Paul Blank Campus PC and Louise E. Thompson as well. And we're going to talk about what Eddie Howe's been saying. He's basically saying about the Bruno contract. We dealt with that as well. And also as well that Eddie Howe's trying to solve the Callum Wilson Isak dilemma as well. And can those two play together, Paul, do you think?
They can, and they have. We've done that a few times. I think it depends on opposition at times when that's going to work. But it does work in a lot of games. Like I remember the Fulham game when we were desperate for a goal. Like we just couldn't seem to break Fulham down. And then he brought on Isak and Wilson, and they really linked up well for the goal. I think they can work together. I don't think it's something that we're going to do every game. It's not going to be. I start 11 every game. It's not going to be Isak and Wilson. It's just not going to happen. We're going to change a lot, but it can work. And I just think it depends on the opposition that's there. But yeah, it's exciting to see that we have these players, and again, like we have interchangeable things where we can have Gordon maybe who's playing a bit more, a bit more up front now and feels a bit more confident there. No offense, we don't want to see people like Joe out there ever again. Bless him.
Yeah, I think so. Eddie's strategy, Eddie's brain as a strategist means not only have we got the players to bring in, he will be able to figure out how best to play them for the opposition. So we're never going to know what's going to come out any given Saturday, I don't think. So I'm really excited to see that. And also I think the ego's handled. So not one of the players are allowed or have been encouraged at all to think they're better than anybody else. So none of them have attitude now coming on or going off. And I think that's also really, really important and great to see. I am so excited to see what's going to happen this season.
Yeah, even Roger Cooks agrees as well. What an option to have as well. Also, I don't think he'd be happy in the first half, but the second half for the kids as well, he must be absolutely beaming because Eddie Howe loves working with young players, yeah? The academy, like you said, Louis, is absolutely amazing as well. We need to investigate how did they turn it on, like, do you know what I mean? But I tell you what, look, I don't know a lot about Remy Street. I don't know a lot about Parkinson. I don't know a lot about Miley's that well. But if you pick at the young players as well, you got to choose Lewis Miley. This guy, 6'2", 6'3", right? Now it faces him. He's a Stanley lad from County Durham, right? And he played as he was like 27, 28, or in the midfield.
Absolutely. Like precocious talent. Love it. Absolutely love it.
Exactly. How far can he go, Paul? How far can this guy go? Because to me, he's a phenomenal player. He really, really is. And I think he's going to go a long way. And I'm sure there'll be clubs who are watching him in the years to come, but we've got to tie this down, lock him down to a long-term deal. We have to.
That's it, isn't it? It's just about, like, again, like, we don't want to get too crazy and start calling him all these big names and all this. You know, then, like, you know, a lot of, and it's not just Newcastle players that suffer with this, like a lot of English players as well. Like, if they like seem like good and upcoming, like, they get a lot of press, which is great, but then sometimes it can affect their careers. You know, media gets on top of them if they have like a poor game or whatever, or they don't do so well, that they're a bit more hard on them, and then the fan bases are a bit more tough on them because of the expert. So it's a difficult line to toe, isn't it? Where you want them, you want them excited and wanting to play, but you don't want to make it too like out the whole world's on their shoulders as well. Because I think there's been a few players in the past, like Jack Wilshere for one. Like, I remember how highly, you know, he was talked up in the media, and you know, if he had a bad game or not his best game, it was as if he was the worst player on the planet, because people were so like, how come he's playing so bad? I don't understand, you know. And it's just like, you know, we need to be careful of that, because, you know, this has happened to too many younger players. That BBC documentary was really fascinating about the, you know, about the youth teams and stuff, and they were saying about that the mental health is the thing they really try to look after. And I think Eddie and the team like have really done well with that. That, you know, they'll keep them grounded and keep them part of the team. I think we were saying before, like, we wonder what's helped. There's been a lot of times where he's brought up the 23s and 21s into the first team, like for training and stuff. So I wonder whether bits and pieces like that as well has kind of helped them like learn how the whole ethos of Newcastle wants to play. It's the same idea that Rafa had, but never got the chance. Rafa wanted the same idea where everyone plays together, and then you have the whole ethos of the club. Worked quite well for Barcelona back in the time, so, you know, it's not a bad blueprint to have if that's what we're looking to do.
Yeah,
I can hear me. I was going to say, I can hear my old dad in my ear. He's not here anymore, but I can hear him talking about a one-season wonder. And for all the reasons that Paul's just talked about, I don't think we're going to have a one-season wonder here. But that kind of, you know, absolute huge talent that just appears, if not handled right, could be a one-season wonder. I don't think it'll happen, but we just need to ease off and not put too much weight on his shoulders. And I know the club will do the right thing.
100%, Louise, 100%. We are seriously calling a fast team. Centre back with pace needed for the spine. Roger, we need that as well. I totally agree. We need that. And we're happy with Barnes. Of course we were. Can see two more players coming through. Dummit, I can't read that. Sorry, Julian, mate, but I get the meaning. And just sent the Rennie. And that's great to hear. I hope you find JK. Thinking of you as well, mate. And also as well, I'm Chanteles as well. And so it's good. Yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, look, at the end of the day, for me, I'm not ready to play in the first team yet, but substitutions maybe, yeah, get game time, cool. But the future's bright, isn't it, guys? The future's bright. It really is.
I do think we need to touch a little bit more on Harvey Barnes.
Yeah, we're going to comment to him. Go for it.
Okay, well, as long as we're going to come on, because I could see a few people in the chat commenting there, and I think it's definitely worth exploring that.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Yeah, I mean, look, talk about Harvey then. And for me, a couple more games, he looks impressive in my book, Louise. And look, he's just going to get better and better. For him to sign, then comes to America to join the squad, gets a game the very next day. Whoosh. He's so eager, and he wants to play in the black and white. You can tell that he's so passionate. Yeah,
and I thought he's adapted in a way that Tonali can't be expected to adapt, because he's coming in, into a totally different league. But I thought Harvey has just sort of slotted in. I thought he looked very confident, very comfortable, and definitely gave us something that we didn't have before, until even he got tired, because nobody's used to Eddie's fitness regime until they've been in it for a while. So I was impressed.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you agree with that, Paul, mate? Harvey?
Yeah, it's been really impressive. It's been really really exciting. Like when we were looking at him before we signed him, it was like it's someone that when we were doing the transfer show before he got signed, it was someone who we were all like, this is an exciting player that we want in our club. Like, played really well for Leicester, and no offense, Leicester, I like Leicester, but they were poor last season. Obviously, they were relegated because of it, and they did have a poor season. And they missed, Barnes was injured here and there, and I think they missed players like that who do give their all for the game. And it's nice to see that. I think he's been, a bit like, he's just been that nice, really excited about the signing, and I'm thinking like, wow, Newcastle are a team that are, doing well. And he has that passion to be like, I need to step up a bit here.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's what we need. And he's even doing a bit of the dark arts last night. I mean, some people were like, oh no, he's injured. And it's like, no, he's tired, and he's doing the old Eddie Howe, like, I'll sit down for a minute. I've got a bit of a twinge. He's he's already learning the dark arts of Newcastle, which it's always great because everyone hates us for it, which is brilliant. We all like a bit of that.
Absolutely.
I wasn't going to grass him up actually for that.
Exactly. Whoops. Should have done. Completely fell off then. Flame there. JK, if you try the Premier League, we will go around and circles at the price with the teams trying to charge us in few inflation prices. Do you know what it is? We're not going to get fleeced. I've said it so many times. We are not going to get fleeced at all whatsoever. We walk away if it's not right. And yes, Googie JK, everyone's going you by the way. And obviously Leicester back where they belong next year. Loved the game we played with Leicester, and fair play to Jimmy Vardy, Lord allegedly, and a great player too. I hope Leicester do get back up because I've been to Leicester last season, and I tell you what, the fans are great and the atmosphere is good as well. And 45 goals in all competitions. I hope you're correct, Lenny. I don't think he will somehow, but you just never know. So yeah, I mean, overall games, the competition, some series, Paul. I think it's been a fantastic tournament. It's got to hop in the game next year.
Yeah, I hope so. Like I said, I'm not sure. No one knows. I'm not sure where we'll be next year. But America could work, or other countries. We've said about like Saudi Arabia, maybe may make sense or whatever. But it was really cool, and it was nice to see like a lot of those fan events. I thought they were really nice. Like I've seen a lot of the fan cams from Adam. And it was brilliant, like, Shane all out doing some really good work for the networking out there, because the fans in America haven't had a lot from us, from not just us, the Premier League. It's kind of one of those things that, they're trying to build that relationship more with football over there. And it was a really well planned out little, bunch of games, and it's exciting, isn't it? It's just fun that, we're going to maybe have this sort of tournament, but maybe it will change countries or whatever, and just sort of newer fans to what we're trying to achieve, which is what we want, isn't it? We want more eyes on Newcastle. We want, we're going to have a bigger stadium for more people to come in. So, it's all positive.
Yeah, I think some of our fans again have forgotten that's part of what it was for. It was to get more fans to join us. And actually, I don't know if any of you have seen the video of them walking through New York, like an army of Newcastle fans walking through New York. Just how amazing was that? And it was lovely to see. And I'm hoping maybe we'll get some tailgating parties back in the fan zone and things like that. There's stuff to bring back from it as well that just added to the atmosphere in the game, I thought.
Absolutely. Not laughing at you, Lewis, just have back.
Right, see.
Get relegated. Everton relegated. I tell you what, he's going to be pop on the channel for just saying that as well this season. See that Chelsea were fined 8.8 million from financial breaches. Yes, they did. They actually spoke to
slap on the wrist.
Slap on the wrist as well. That's all it is. Do you know what I mean? But we're not going to get caught with that at all whatsoever. We are not at all. You know what it is, right? I mean, look, we're not going to be spending over the odds. We said that so many times as well. But if Everton do get relegated, they'd be knackered. Excuse me, absolutely knackered as well. I mean, what can I say? So, who's been the best player last night, Paul? Newcastle. Quite a few, isn't
it's
there?
hard not to say Anderson. It's hard not to. But again, I think a few players had a decent game last night. Barnes, I still think had a good game, but it's hard not to. But then Jacob Murphy as well. He had a good game. I don't think it was as poor as some people are making out. As we've already said. I think I think some of the fans have lost a bit of objectivity when it comes to us at times. I know we're okay. I'm not saying you can't have an opinion, but that's fine. But some of it last night was a bit over negative. I felt. I think we've been, I think it's been a good tournament, undefeated in the tournament. What more can you ask for?
Exactly. Louise, did you enjoy the tournament?
Loved the tournament. Not sure I can cope with a week like that very often of being up so late and working, but it has been awesome. It has, I think, added something to our pre-season, not just in terms of what the clubs learned, but also just in terms of getting us excited and enthusiastic for it and entertained while we wait for the Premier League to come back. So I have absolutely loved it. I've loved the togetherness that I've seen out in the States. Just to quickly give man of the match, I can only give it to Elliot Anderson as well. Didn't disagree with anything that you said, Paul, but it has to be him. But the last thing I would say is our fans, right? They're our 12th man. And at the minute, they have not had a good pre-season, right? They need to get more enthusiastic. The gratitude that they had last season for everything that was happening seems to have been lost. And I'm certain it's born out of fear that we can't quite believe we're in this position and it's going to be snatched away from us. But we need that to just draw a line under it. We need to get fully behind the team like we were last season. We need to celebrate. We need to embrace it. We need to love every minute because the good times are still here. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
Well said, Louise. Well said. And I think some of the fans need to realise that as well. We're not under Ashley. This is new owners. We've got a proper manager. We've got a proper setup at the football club as well. So if you want to be negative, if you want to have good players, I'm afraid my channel is not the place for it at all whatsoever. Do you know what I mean? I want my channel to be absolutely positive. I want my channel to be the best it can be as well. And we don't call people out on my channel at all whatsoever. We really don't. And we don't use bad language as well. So just to let you know, could have done better to play the ball when we conceded. It wasn't his fault, but it pushed out of the way. He was unlucky as well. And that was at the right position, but unfortunately, ball diverted away. He couldn't do anything about it. So for me, I'm not going to blame him. I'm just not. It's just one of those things, and it's all from it. The Sells and Dummett sent it back and Richie. Well, you know what? I mean, we've got to back Eddie what he does, and doing it, Paul and Anderson for me, followed by, if I can find it, by the youngins. Thank you, Alan, Elliot Anderson, Lewis, Miley, and Barnes. That's been outstanding in this tournament. Anderson, down at correct as well. For me, man of the match for me, I say I'll go with Alan, the youngins. I thought Jake Miller had a good game. I thought it's got to be Elliot Anderson's for me 100% because with the 2 goals, I know it's easier said than done. And I thought he was absolutely really, really good as well. I mean, Pope was outstanding in the game with 1 or 2 good saves. And like I said, Miley, when he has the ball, brilliant. Again and again and again. So, yeah, man of the match as well. I want to touch on ASM. I mean, I don't know if you saw the tweet Adair saying his farewell message as well, which is moving, really touched by it as well, and wishes all the best as well. I don't know if you saw the tweet he put out as well. I thought it was moving. What do you think of it, Paul?
Yeah, I mean, we're all wondering when it was going to be, coming, officially. It seems like he's announced it before their club. But there you go. But yeah, I mean, but it was a brilliant message. It's clear he still loves Newcastle. He doesn't hold any grudge. I think he understood the decision. And he even said this is not goodbye. Who knows? Who knows what the future holds for Maxi. Whether he, I don't know if he, I'm not saying he comes back and plays for us or whatever, but he could be someone that comes back and does ambassador stuff for us or whatever. He's always welcome back. And, the food bank, I thought it was a really nice interaction with him in the food bank. And they were saying I think his second day here or whatever they were saying, that he was already contacting them and giving them stuff within his this week in Newcastle, which says everything about him. He did the whole toy thing, when he's just buying toys for, all these random kids. Giving watches to all these Rolex watches to people. He's just he's a good guy. He's been good. as I said before, I would be biased. We're all biased because we're Newcastle fans, but I feel more biased because he's always been very good with me as well personally. So yeah, no, top guy, and we thank him for everything, and hope he has a good time over there with quite a decent team. That's a nice front line they're going to have next season up there.
Yeah,
they'll probably do all right.
Yeah, 100%.
I loved when he, the video when he said, or the tweet, when he arrived, he didn't know, he knew he was coming to play for Newcastle, but he didn't know he was going to be a Geordie. And he is a Geordie and will always be a Geordie for us now. We always have that love for him. I think it was the right time for him to move on, but his heart, absolutely awesome. He took his kids to the food bank to let them see, they grew up in a very privileged environment, and he took them to the food bank to show that that's not the way it is for everybody. As a man, huge respect for him. The fact that he was watching the match last night, and he admitted he was watching the match last night. He's just yeah. All right, Alan is a Geordie. Always much love.
Absolutely. And the kind message from Shelley's always Shelley B. Hi, Shelley, how are you? And very moved from Maxi. I hope he does well, Shelley. Thank you for your kind words on that one as well. And Shelley's always on social media, and she loves banter and talks all things Newcastle United. And Josh is talking to Ida Coffee. Did you see how Mitoma led the dangerous counter attack in second half, but somehow we survived? We did. I mean, that came from a corner. And I don't like seeing goals from our corner. I think that's absolutely criminal. That needs to be fixed up very, very quickly as well. And take care of Elliot as well, mate. So we have a good day, mate. And just move on. Thomas a good player, very dangerous and very creative. Absolutely, totally agree there. And at least we're back to green. Roger, hold my hand up. I was wrong about Barnes. Yeah, Leslie wasn't very happy about Barnes at first, but now she's over the moon for the guy as well. We need Ashby to stay at the club to cover. I think it ended up going to Swansea. I hope I'm wrong. Got to see Maxi go, but he'll always be one of us. And I hope Maxi has every success in the future. Look, I said he could have done a lot more. So sad to see him go. Product. But at the end of the day, if he moved on, I wish him all the very, very best. And he is going to be sorely missed from all Newcastle fans. What he does for guys, like he said, there's a food bank. He speaks to the people. I love to get him on the channel and discuss all things Newcastle for 45 minutes and all that. That'd be a dream. That will be a dream. Whether you do that, I don't know. But I very much doubt it, Louise. You never know.
Never know. So what else have you got planned for the week? Well, because we know you do more recordings than the Beatles, to coin a phrase. What else are you doing?
Well, I've got coming up on the show. I've got Tim Vickery on Monday night, but I'm still waiting for confirmation. I sent the link, but I asked him to send confirmation to get things on the move. Tuesday is open, I think. Thursday, I've got Jade coming on for the match preview for the Salah Cup. She's going to come on to help us along. Friday, I'm up to Newcastle. I'll doing my vlogs Saturday and Sunday. So I'll be doing my fan cams. I'll be doing my stories as well. And it's going to be a great show. It's going to be great, but I will be thinking of things to do as well. So just keep your eyes peeled. Whatever I decide to do, I'll let you guys know. And I shall be doing my bit. So you never know. So, and I got one. Thanks to Maxi. I hope Saudi's good for him. That's from Alan. Big props and kudos to Maxi for what he's done outside of playing. Roger, kind words there, mate. Thank you. A lot more recordings than the Beatles. That's from JK.
Well, was Alan who first said that, wasn't it? It wasn't my original. It was Alan.
Nah, that one. Nah, I'm not gonna give my day job. I'm not be singing. Tim Vickery, I thought John's supposed to guest or someone else. I hope he makes it on Monday, and I'll send the link as well. And great live, guys. Thank you, John. I hope you're good. ASM's the past. Now we move on to better things. That's from Alan. I kind of agree. Hi, John, Louise, and Paul. Me and Jonathan getting married this morning. Congratulations, Kate. Congratulations as well. Hope the day goes well as well. We move on as well. And Ashby needs a season of first team football just for experience. He needs to start committing himself. which is just 19th, but he'll come good. He has a lot of talent, as from Billy as well. Hi, Billy as well. I hope you're good as well, mate. And Tuesday or Wednesday, there will be a live. And Leslie said, there will be a live. And I will think of it as well. We're definitely going to do something as well. I think I've got James coming on Tuesday, waiting for confirmation as well. Have you not got a record deal yet? I thought you were on the red carpet at the Grammys. I'll tell you what, I would have Randy Jackson, right? You know, he's the magnificent recording director as well. He is brilliant. He's from American Idol as well. That guy is absolutely amazing. John, what's the one you sang Blaine Raisins previous intros? I can't sing. I heard John's got a contract. Have a who?
Okay, let me congratulate our newlyweds as well. I didn't for 1 minute think that they were going to be here this afternoon, but all the very best for the future, guys.
Yes.
Wish you well.
Got a clap below some cake. Congratulations, mate. Congratulations as well. And everyone's getting some sports chat, so which is great. Congratulations to Jonathan. Got some sports chat as well. And yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, I mean, the transfer this has been really quiet. It's just Livermentals being linked again, and they're probably thinking 40 minutes too much money, guys. I think I'll move on from that now.
I wait to see. I think it won't be long till we hear. Oh, you stuck there. It won't be long till we hear more transfer news. Yeah.
We're now reviewing in a couple of years' time. Abihu, John, do you not know? Of course I do. They're 70s group band. They're a 70s band, and they were absolutely from Sweden. They were absolutely really, really good. They're really, really good. And ABBA, a great band. They are, for those who in our generation who knew ABBA is anyway. I have to say that as well. So we're going to wrap up the show there because I'm done. Been another brilliant review as well. And guys, did you enjoy coming on again?
It's always good, mate. Always good.
Okay,
yeah. Lot of fun. Lot of fun. Thank you.
So hopefully you have to have a John's on music group soon, like, you know what I mean, music section, you know. But don't get us to sing. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's some good singers in there as well, but not me. So
I'll play the guitar for it. Yeah, I'll play the guitar and you can sing.
Yes, you can. I mean, you can play the Joe Linton song. Thank you. I love it. JS music. John loves his music, and I do love my music as well. And let's have a look as well. Shelley, great show. Thank you. As always, thank you, Shelley B. I've got to call her Shelley B for now on. And I'm sure she won't mind that as well. Julie can't sing me that as well. Bless her. Right, so guys, I'll be back. Hopefully, I'll be doing some lives as well for the next few days. Keep your eyes peeled for that, please. And also, if you like the video, like you watch, then make sure you know what to do. Like, subscribe, and thank you, Julie. Thank you, Leslie, and thank you, Jake here. And as always, we're the lads, and let's hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend.